From Windsor, Ontario, Canada, it's Remotely Zach with Zachary Thomas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary
Welcome to the
Thomas.
show. I am your host, everybody's favorite, Zachary Thomas. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. This is the very first episode of Remotely Zach, and I have a good show for you. Noah Gascon is here. You know, many people I know have started successful businesses, and I'm hosting a late night show from my parents' basement. Meanwhile, in America, or America, this is really tough news. I don't want to talk about, but it has to be said. It has to be brought to the attention. Bill and Melinda Gates are getting a divorce. But I mean, come on, who would want to divorce that? Hubba hubba. After 27 years, they are calling it quits, but they will still be friends and still work together in their foundation. Although I think it'll be a little awkward when Melinda comes in introducing a new boyfriend, especially if his name is Mac. Hey, this is my husband. This is my new boyfriend, Mac. It happened. In Trump news, Trump had dinner with Ted Cruz. Remember him? This guy. Oof. Kind of wish I hadn't. He was caught at Mar-a-Lago having dinner with his favorite lardo. And I don't know if they were just hanging out or if about being casted as Dumb and Dumber. You know, in the reboot. Reboot, the way everybody's talking. This is not good. House Republicans want to oust the third-ranking highest Republican, Liz Cheney, for not going along with the big lie. I don't know, if she is ousted, I'm sure her dad, Dick Cheney, will call every single Republican who voted and ask them to go hunting. That's right, I went there. That may be a 20-year-old fucking joke, but I went there. In Joe Biden news, Joe and Jill went up the hill to a school in Virginia. It was the only time Joe Biden's speech was probably worse than math class. You know what? I'd be wishing. I would rather hear Joe Biden than actually go to math, personally. Joe talked to the students on how they were doing during the pandemic. Well, he started, and then he went off course and started talking about how he took the train from Delaware to D.C. It was such a magical trip. You could see it all. The outdoorness of Delaware, and the excitement of D.C. You know, he sounded like Ronald Reagan. Could you imagine Trump going to a school to see the kids he wished he had? I just hope he would not have planned to bring along Matt Gaetz. I mean, yeah, that's right. 2 jokes, we went there, bang, boom, bada bing. Finally, a news story you thought was so ridiculous, you would have thought it would have came out of Florida. This is from New Zealand. The Transport Authority is reportedly threatening legal action against a road safety campaigner who has painted bright green penises around potholes. Yeah, that's right, to highlight the danger it poses to motorists. Gotta be safe. Err on the side of safety. And nothing like a penis fills a large hole. Large, bright, and green. You know, like I would assume out in Burning Man. They are proposing to put bags over it as well. Yep, your grocery bags are now condoms. We got a bonus topic. During this whole pandemic, like you, I have resorted to watching TV, and I see the advertisements. It has taken me until now to see what is wrong with half of them. Like the one where the woman has a cold and the bear walks up and hands her a box of cold medicine. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if a bear is talking to you and handing you a box of cold medicine, you have something worse than a cold. I mean, you have bigger problems. You guys know what cookies are? Great, somebody explain them to me then. I was looking up the town of Dildo the town in Newfoundland, for research. And no one told me you had to put the name of the town, or the name of the province after the town. And you would not imagine what came up. Every single dildo, but the one in Newfoundland. Yeah, every dildo in all different colors. Green, yellow. I ordered the brown one. The next day, my mom opened up the computer, and because of these cookies, you would not imagine what came up and the horror in my mother's eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you tonight. Noah Gascon is here. Stick around.
So we're back with a student advocate and the founder of Windsor Vax Finders, and here to tell us all about it, Noah Gascon. Thank you for being here, Noah.
Good afternoon, Zach. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
No problem. So how did this all get started?
So a great question. So really, when I was looking at members of our community having trouble finding vaccine appointments, having to call pharmacies all across Windsor Essex to see if there's even availability, I thought that was too challenging for people. And I know many citizens and residents across Windsor Essex felt the same. So I decided to start Windsor Vax Finders. And basically what we're going to be doing is posting available locations with appointments on social media. This could be the pharmacies that are delivering the AstraZeneca vaccine, or the mass immunization sites through the Health Unit that are delivering Pfizer and Moderna vaccines as well. So I started it because we want to reach herd immunity, and we want to save lives at the end of the day. And I feel this is the best way to accelerate that.
So are there any participating pharmacies you're working with?
Good question. So when we look at the pharmacies, so as of right now, as you might be aware, and as many people might be aware, currently our pharmacies are running quite low on the AstraZeneca vaccine. However, we have been made aware by the province that there will be other types of vaccines going to the pharmacies. We believe that Moderna as well as Pfizer will be basically replacing AstraZeneca in the pharmacies. But in regards to partnerships, we're currently in the process of establishing contacts across locally run pharmacies in Windsor Essex, as well as some of the bigger ones like Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and Costco. So we're in the process of getting those contacted right now. And we look forward to being ready for whenever the launch date is on Wednesday, May 7th. That's when we're going to be ready, and we're going to have all of our contacts solid with the pharmacies.
If you don't mind me asking, it's a little sidebar, are you vaccinated?
I am, yes. I was fortunate enough to receive my first dose of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine at the Sinclair College Sportsplex, and that was about I believe 4 weeks ago, something like that. And to anybody who's watching today, it was an absolutely painless experience. I got the shot. I only had a little bit of a sore arm, but let me tell you, it was way better than getting COVID. And I highly recommend anybody who is interested in getting vaccinated to do so, because it's actually a good experience from my perspective.
Yeah, I got vaccinated too at Windsor Hall, right behind
Congratulations.
the Arts.
Congratulations.
You. I also had a little bit of a sore arm, but I didn't have headaches.
What kind of vaccine did you get?
The Pfizer.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, they were well organized. I got to give them that.
Oh yeah, I think they've been great so far. Like, especially if you're asking about organization, I would say I think the Health Unit has done a much better job with organization than the pharmacies. I find our pharmacists are great. Believe me, I think they're doing an amazing job getting needles into arms, and I strongly appreciate them for that. But I find trying to find an appointment at the pharmacies has been incredibly difficult for a lot of people, especially maybe somebody doesn't live near a mass immunization site, but they live near a pharmacy, and there's just that disconnect there. So obviously, yeah, there's a little bit of an organizational issue, but that's what we're here to help and direct people to the right resources.
So what are you doing to reach out to people or to reach out to volunteers?
So our volunteer outreach has been extensive as far. So basically, it started small. Actually, as you may have seen on my personal Twitter account, I put out a Google form and basically requested, hey, I'm starting a vaccine startup trying to help people find appointments in Windsor Essex. Anyone's interested? Hey, go ahead and sign up. And the response was, I have to say, absolutely overwhelming. We had 30 volunteers sign up as of now. Just because we wanted to start up and make sure everything's running smoothly, we place the capacity of volunteers at 30. But as you may be well aware, the supply and demand is going to increase exponentially these next 3 to 4 weeks as the province opens up eligibility to everyone. And at that point, I can say with lots of confidence that we will most likely need more volunteers. And by that point, we will be putting out another call for volunteers. And anybody who's interested, we're at Windsor Vax on Twitter and WV Finders on Facebook. And you'll be able to find that information there if you're interested in volunteering.
And I will put that link down below.
Thank you.
So, are you bribing people?
Oh, I'm not. Sure, I'm giving out free food. No, I'm just kidding. No, we aren't bribing people, but I will say it's really out of the goodness of their heart. Like, people just want to help their community and especially reach that herd immunity point, because I'm sure you're probably sick and tired of sitting at home and having to go to college online most of the time. And it's just quite annoying for a lot of people, and it's caused so much disruption. And I think as much as, yes, definitely follow the public health guidelines while they're there, because they're there to protect everyone and ensure we save lives. But I think there does come a point where people are starting to get a little bit sick and tired of it. And the light is at the end of the tunnel. I think that by the summer, we're going to be golden, in great shape if the vaccine rollout goes well. And that's what our group is committed to doing. As good, like Windsor Essex, I gotta say, we're doing pretty good with the vaccines. We're probably one of the best regions in the province giving it out the fastest. And even though that's the truth, our group can make it go even faster. And if we want to go even faster, then absolutely. We're very happy to help in that process.
So, have you found it difficult going to school online?
Yes, it has been quite the predicament. I will say it's not necessarily challenging. It's just it's hard doing it alone. Like, it's hard having to be physically with your friends, with people you might work with in your school. It's a lot more difficult, and I will say that many people are experiencing the same thing. So hopefully, I think by next year, if we do get all the people vaccinated, I expect that we'll probably return fully in person at some point. But that's what we're here for. Let's accelerate that timeline. Let's get back to normal faster. That's what we all want.
Let's get quicker. Let's get there a little more quicker. I'll be graduating this year, and I found it wasn't too bad. Although I did miss, being with people.
Yeah.
And however, we did only have one. I think we had a couple courses. One course for sure, a week. So that was good, but definitely do miss, like having the profs be able to help you and kind of all that. That was just kind of lacking, because there's only so much you could do over on like email and all that and all that. So how many volunteers would you say you have so far?
So as of right now, we have 30 amazing volunteers. And I will say it's a very diverse group of people. They come from all ages and all backgrounds. We have people as young as high school, and we have people in retirement who are joining us, which is absolutely amazing. People in healthcare, people in the community who are just interested in helping. And that's what we want. We want a community coalition to help people find appointments, because when I had a meeting with our volunteers actually 2 days ago, we had a great discussion about even before they joined our group, they were helping people find appointments just on their own, just trying to navigate people through the system. And it's better if we have a centralized group of people, because like I'm sure you may have heard of Vaccine Hunters Canada. That's kind of the premise we're going for. I had chatted with their group. They are absolutely amazing, doing a great job, but we thought it'd be better if we have something locally. Especially there's more diverse needs locally than I would say the rest of Canada. And our volunteers know our community very well, and we're going to be committed to helping people.
Alrighty. I just got to say that it's incredible, young people like yourself getting out there, at least doing something to at least make a difference in our community. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We want to end this pandemic sooner. Why why just sit around and do nothing? Why just sit around and do nothing? That's my general philosophy.
I mean, pajama pants do have a place.
I will say I've gone to several of my meetings. I'm dressing a little bit nicely today, but other meetings, I just dress in pajama pants or some sweatpants, and just go, because what's the point of dressing nice if you're at home?
Yeah, exactly. So next up, so I will be asking you 3 generic questions.
Sure.
In a segment called 3 Questions With.
Let's hear it.
But here's the interesting part about this segment. You can pass on one question.
So I can pass on one of them.
You can pass on only one, and I will tell you right now, it'll be most likely very obvious.
Okay, go ahead.
So what is your favorite movie?
Oh, good question. I have a lot of favorite movies, but I have to say the number one on my list would be Forrest Gump. Kind of generic for a lot of people, but won an Oscar. And I will say it's my favorite movie. Really great storyline, great people, and Tom Hanks is an amazing actor. So yeah, I'd say that's my favorite.
And just really quickly, I will say Forrest Gump is the story of my life. So what is your favorite artist? What artist do you like to listen to the most?
Oh, my favorite artists. That really varies over time. There could be one week where I'm really into one person, then another week I could be into another person as well. But I'll go off of right now, currently, and I'm going to tell you this is going to change over time. Saint Motel. I just started listening to them on Spotify. I'm like, man, they're pretty good. Not bad. So as of today, that's my favorite artist, but likely to change, I'd say.
Interesting. So is there a friend or someone in your life you like the least?
I'm going to pass on that one. Yes, I'm going to pass.
Alrighty, well, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Windsor Vax Binders will launch May 5th, 2021. Noah Gascon, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me, Zach.
For the last 2 years, I studied journalism, and part of the program is I had to write news stories. I will admit I made mistakes, but not like what I'm about to show you. I'm going to read you real headlines that will make you think, did I read that right? Story number 1, I love summer, and this may be the reason why. Pics bouncing back in warmer weather. In other news, testicles are sagging as you get older. What, they're not the same? I thought those two things were related. Oh well. I didn't think someone got the memo, according to the New York Post. Headless body in topless bar. Don't you hate it? Don't you hate that when you go to your friend's house beforehand and it's like, I emailed you, come with your head on. The bar is topless. I will admit, I have been that friend. Here's one, rooms with broken air conditionings are hot. Well, yeah, and freezers are cold. I mean, we'll be right back. Oh, we're back. Hi. Yeah, so remember, if you like the show, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel remotely, Zach. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Late Night 26. I want to say thanks to my guest, Noah Gascon, for joining us this evening. And we'll see you next week, next Friday. Same place, same time. See you then.